I want to make this very, very interactive for you guys. And I want to know, and so put in the chat, please. I would like to know what we're looking for out of this chat. This is technically called the only sales conversation you will ever need. If you're a sales manager, if you're a business owner, teach this to your folks. If you're a salesperson yourself, let me know. Let me know in the chats, please, because I want to make this very interactive. And it's going to be very boring if it's not interactive. It's going to be really good if it. So please share with me, what works with you, what doesn't work with you, challenges, barriers, and again, if you're a sales manager, if you're an entrepreneur and you're leading a sales team, or if you are more of an entrepreneur that sells directly. I want to know who I'm talking to here, and that way I can give you the best suggestions for you. The tools will work for anyone, but again, please let me know who's here and what you need, what you want. So this is the only sales conversation you'll ever need. I'll wait for a couple more people to join here. Okay. So again, guys, put in the chat, please, your job. Are you a sales manager? Are you a business owner who is managing a sales team? Are you directly communicating with customers? I just want to be able to really apply this really well and make this very interactive for you. So again, please in the chat, let us know. And hey, Gurv, how's it going? Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I know Gurv is a business owner and a salesperson himself, amazing business owner. He's got a really cool business. So who else, guys? Who else is here? What are you looking for? What is it about sales that gets in your way? I'll teach you the sales framework, the sales process. However, it's going to make it way more interactive if you guys tell me, are you a business owner and you have a sales team? Are you selling yourself? Let's talk about it. And while you're putting that in the chat, guys, I'm gonna start talking and give you guys some value as well, because there's sales opposition all over the place. There's sales opposition all over the place, and I really want you guys to really win here. Right, so there's opposition everywhere. There's increases self-doubt, increases imposter syndrome. Whether you're a brand new entrepreneur, whether you are a multimillionaire, whether you're a business owner, a CEO, or sales director, or sales manager, it happens to everyone. And I've been fortunate enough to train and teach a lot of these amazing people. Again, whether it's someone who's just starting a business, a solopreneur, or whether it's someone who manages many, many, many people. Cool, Kate, welcome, welcome. Management consultant specializing in revenue growth. Very cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. Amazing. Very cool. Mariah, just a bit of background with me. I came from sales and leadership at Novell, at IBM, and Lenovo. Was laid off twice during the height of my sales career. So it's really interesting. Life is interesting, and it shows you that I wasn't meant to work inside a corporate environment anymore. I was like, I was meant to go in and coach and teach and train on some really cool tools, NLP and sales training being some of them. So that is really great. So I love that you guys are here. So what I want to talk to you today about, guys, is the only sales conversation you'll ever need. And it'll be short and sweet, and then we'll take up some questions. But first of all, as advice to those salespeople here and those sales managers that are here, or business owners, CEOs, I'd like you to encourage your teams to forget about what it is you're selling and focus on relationships. And why I say that is because so many people are oversold to these days. The whole ABC of always be closing is gone, right? If people are closing, people will run like hell, right? We want to create value, massive value. Then they'd be crazy to tell us no. We want to create massive service and we want to give tons of value. That way, when we call the pickup, oh wow, it's Gurv, or it's Kate, or it's Alex. Wow, okay. I'm gonna pick up the phone, or wow, it's Gurv, or it's Kate or Alex emailing me. Great, I'm gonna check their email first. You want to be someone known for high value. And even if it's nothing to do with your job or your business, you want to give people value, right? And that's how we create influence. We give people value, we help people. So one of the biggest thoughts that I teach and train is, instead of going in, okay, how can I sell them something? How do I get them to buy this? Are they going to buy this? Plus, any attachment you have to the outcome can actually screw up your sales game and can actually mess up the outcome. And I promise you, if you go in aiming to serve and help and give feedback and advice, and how can I help this person? How can I help this company, this team, this organization? I promise you, you go in with how can I help? What do you need? How can I be of service? you will 10 times, if not 100 times, your actual sales and your money and your income. Sounds counterintuitive, but it's true. So Gerv had a question. Can you discuss how things have changed in the sales process with COVID and how that affects conversations? So a number of things have changed. There's no lunches obviously anymore. People are a lot more weary. People are a lot more risk adverse, I find now as well. People are worried about money and investing and I want to invest in the right things. And they're looking at more technology, more digital based things to invest in as well. So that has shifted and changed things, obviously, of course. More digital services, more online services, or companies that can do business online. And so this is no rocket scientist or secret that you want to make it as easy as possible for people to do business with you. Now, what's changed is you must make it easy for people to do business with you, either virtually, online, attract people with digital marketing, whatever form of digital marketing that is. And maybe can even communicate in new ways, because we're not going golfing much anymore, and hopefully that'll change. We're not going, taking people to dinners and lunches and conferences and things as much as we used to. It's all online now. So you got to make anything you take them to very interactive and very interesting. Otherwise, they'll get bored and leave. It's got to be interactive, and people are zoomed out. People are zoomed to death. People don't want another webinar. So do something, make it interesting, make it exciting, make it educational. Heck, maybe you can do, Gerv, inviting them to something cool, having a speaker. Maybe it's nothing to do with, let's say, a financial advisor, or let's say you're a business consultant. Maybe it's nothing to do with your particular business, but it's a relationship building. It's building value. Maybe it's, an athlete talking about, the difference between star athletes and runners-up, because it's the same thing as the difference of star salespeople and runners-up, right? Star athletes will never give up, and they may fail, they may fall, but they get right back up and do it again. Versus the runners-up are like, well, I need some time off, or they'll overthink it, or well, I failed there, and oh my God, can I actually do this thing? Again, same with star salespeople or runners-up. The star salespeople will get up there and they'll say, okay, this screwed up or this failed. Why? Why did this fail? What happened? Where did it go wrong? Get feedback. Get mentors, have a coach like a star athlete, right? Have a coach. What went wrong? How can I do this better? Right. So that's a couple of things I wanted to chat about. And it's more critical. People now more than ever, I think, are just due to the nature of things, more risk adverse. So if you come off salesy and pushy, they're going to run like hell. And so I encourage you guys, teach your teams this as well. You have to create relationship. It's so powerful. Focus on your relationships, focus on creating value, guys. And really forget about the losses and difficulties in the past. Forget about the stuff that did work or didn't work in the past. Forget about the failures in the past. Forget about the hardships over the past year and a half, right? I mean, COVID had its first birthday back in, I think it was January, February. So it's been a while. So learn from this and pivot from this, and again, encourage yourselves and your teams to pivot from these challenges. Myself now, my business is mostly online now. Instead of teaching live courses, most of the courses I teach and train either to entrepreneurs or to corporate environments, it's online. I don't have to travel. I can work from the cottage. That's why it might be a little blurry once in a while. I'm at the cottage now doing what I love, looking at the lake right in front of me here, right? Things have changed, and I think for the better, or at least if you're able to pivot, things change for the better. So that's what I wanted to talk about. Next thing, guys, again, I mentioned, have no attachment to the outcome, and teach your sales teams, have no attachment to the outcome. Just aim to serve and focus on giving, focus on, just helping them win and really learning about them. Actually listen to your clients, and I'll teach you a way to do this. And that way they will know you're listening. So to keep this short and sweet, we have something called an RAS, reticular activating system. It's our wake and sleep system. It's also our pay attention system in the brain. And what it does is it's kind of like a telescope or a pair of binoculars, and it only pays attention to certain things. Because if you were paying attention to all the sounds and sights and feelings and noises and signals and things you got from our environment, you'd be totally overwhelmed. You'd be like Superman coming to Earth for the first time. So our pay attention system, our RAS system, it's why when we buy a car or shoes or a purse or something, it's why we were like, oh, wow, everyone has that car. Everyone's wearing my watch. Or everyone has the purse I have or the shoes I bought or the outfit. And it's not because everyone all of a sudden saw you and decided to run out and buy that outfit. It's because your brain is now paying attention to that. You've programmed that, right? The brain is to pay attention to this, right? So that's the key thing. And my pleasure, Mark. Glad to be here. So that is the key thing. And by listening to someone, so one actually listening. Oh, interesting. Thank you, George. I love Tony. Love Tony Robbins. There's a whole slew of mentors I have. I do love Tony as well, and some of the things he talks about and he says as well. So thank you for the comment. Here's a secret. Here's how to have people know you're listening to them. And there's two ways. The old school of thought was paraphrase everything they say so that they know you understand and that you know you understand. And you can do that, however, after you parrot it back to them exactly or almost exactly as they've said it. Use their keywords, use their buzzwords. If they say, hey, I want to kick-ass sales consultant, and I want to feel awesome about my choice and my decision. I want to have a badass sales team, and they're all using all these buzzwords, and because I really want to feel like I'm the best manager in the world. You really want to parrot that back to them. You don't want to change it too much at first. And because again, their RAS system, it picks up their words, their buzzwords, their keywords. So if you repeat back, so this is what I got from what you're saying. Write it down. They're saying, this is what I got. You want a badass sales training. You want to have a kick-ass sales team. You want to feel like you're the best sales manager in the world, and et cetera, et cetera. Did I get that right? And I've had people say, wow, I've never had anyone listen this well, or wow, you got all that from what I said or from our conversation. I said, yeah. The feedback's been amazing using this tool. So what you want to do, at first parrot it back, and then you can say, no, just so I understand, just so I make sure I got it, this is what I'm taking from this. Is that correct? And then they'll confirm yes or no. So parrot it back to them. Parrot their words, their keywords, their buzzwords back to them, and they'll be like, holy crap, this person is listening to me. It's a great way to show someone you're listening. And when they know you're listening, you're going to stand out from the crowd. Your salespeople and your teams will dramatically stand out from the crowd. I promise you that. And then after, you can paraphrase. So avoid paraphrasing too much, especially at first before you've repeated it back to them. And then know you're actually listening. They know you care. Oh my God. The amount of sales you'll have and the sales increase you'll have just because they know you care, they know you're present, they know you're listening is just, it's like you'll literally 10 times the results instantly. Now, the next thing too is to be present and to actually be listening versus, well, I gotta buy food tonight. I gotta stop off here. I gotta go to the gym later. I hope they shut up and buy for me, or just thinking about, the news or the weather or your worries or fears. So I hope they buy. I gotta pay my mortgage or pay the bills, or my sales team is not doing well and we're not hitting the numbers this month, and the VP's coming down on me or the CEO's coming down on me because they're not hitting the numbers or whatever. Guys, we got to put that in our heads, and we got to have our salespeople take that out of our heads as well. Reason being is because that will screw up the sale. That will prevent you from being at your best. It'll prevent you from communicating, or your salespeople from communicating at their best. And please take these tools and teach them to your reps and your people. And it's going to come across. People will feel that you're not there, you're not present, right? And I've tried to hide it in the past, and it doesn't work. Just be present with them. Focus, be present. If you need a tool to ground you and be present, just inhale for 4 seconds, and you hold it for 7 seconds, and you exhale slowly over 8 seconds. And you just heard my voice drop. And that is how present one, let alone 3 to 5 of those will have you be present and actually there. Again, teach this to your sales teams. That's one of the tools. The other tools I hear, there's a lot of course, imposter syndrome, a lot of sales call resistance on sales teams. So people, there's usually that monkey in our head, or the devil on our back, or the gremlin saying, you can't do it, or it's just a waste of time, or they're not going to buy from you, they're not going to like you. Whatever stuff that goes on in our head when we're making sales calls or sales presentations, or even a presentation like this, a talk like this, that crap that goes on in our mind, you literally have to do what's called a pattern interrupt in NLP. And these are a lot of the tools I teach. NLP, hypnotic language for business and for negotiation and for sales. It's a lot of fun and very effective. So one of the things, you got to shut down that voice, that monkey, that mental monkey, or that devil or gremlin in your mind when you're making sales calls, because it's going to mess up your sales call, or it'll prevent you from making it in the first place. And this is what happens with a lot of sales teams, guys. When I was leading sales teams, it's like, what's going on? They're like, well, I don't know if they'll buy, or, I had a crappy couple of calls, last few calls weren't so great, or, they're going to buy from me anyways. Am I really wasting my time here? And that's why people procrastinate and not focus, not actually take action and just do it. So the way to do it is a pattern interrupt. You stop that pattern in your brain. And scientifically speaking, we have 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. Unless you are NLP trained and trained in some of these tools, most of your thoughts will be negative. Most of those voices in your head will be negative. And I mean, think about it. Would you want to be friends with the voice in your head? Probably not. Would you ever hang out with that voice in your head if it was a real person? Probably not. They would be like a mortal enemy. However, we put up with it. So I want you to use this and teach it to your sales teams as well and your people. So if that voice in the head says something, or this isn't going to work, oh, they probably won't buy, or they're probably not listening to me, whether it's before a call, during a call, on a call, tell them to stop it, or tell that voice to shut up, literally. And these are two pattern interrupts that work very well, very fast. I'm all for fast and effective and easy tools. Tell that voice and tell people to tell the voice to either shut up or stop it, and be authoritative. And that voice, that little voice that's saying, you can't do it, the voice that's messing with you and your team's sales, maybe even your sales, will stop it. So yeah. And like George says, yeah, the questions you ask yourself will determine the quality of your life. Exactly. Instead of like, why do I never this? Or why do I always get these clients? Or why does this always happen? Well, those questions, language is powerful. Those questions will get you certain answers. Whereas if you say, how can I do better? What do we need to shift? How can I enroll people better? How can I sell people better? AKA sell people, because you don't want to close them. That's dead. How can I be a better salesperson? How can I be a better sales manager? What does my team need? What do my clients need from me? How can they understand what I do even better? And again, cleanly articulating what you do is key. And remember, less is more when it comes to sales and communication. People are so overwhelmed by messages, people, communication these days. Less is more as well, guys. You got to please remember that. And I will promise I will get to the only sales conversation you ever need in just a moment. But I want to give you some context to you guys as well and talk a little bit about this, because the longest journey, Andrew Bennett said, the longest journey you'll ever take is the journey from your head, the 18 inches from your head to your heart. And it's so true. We need to be about service and stop worrying about our stuff. Stop worrying about the money. If you don't love what you do, stop doing it. If you don't love the company you're working for, stop doing it. You're not going to be effective. If you don't love the product you're selling, stop doing it. Or the service, you're not going to be effective. If you don't believe in it, people will get that. It's like, okay, just, shut up and buy my thing, pay me money. I want my accelerators, I want my sales, just, pay me, buy my thing, shut up and let's get this done. It's not going to work. You're going to repel people and they're going to run like hell, I promise you. Versus, how do I help this person, this team, this company? How do I serve them? And heck, even if it's talking to someone on a personal level, just always give value. Always aim to if someone says something, ask them about it, talk about it, inquire about it. Be super curious. A great salesperson or sales manager will be always curious and always thinking, how can we do better and how can I help? And you're looking for problems. You're looking for problems because then you can solve the problems. And that's why we get paid as sales managers. That's why our teams do well. And we hit our accelerators as team managers, supervisors, leaders, VPs, or again, if you're a sales rep as well. So that's one thing too. A note on focus as well. Focus on what you want, right? Versus, oh, I got this crappy sale today. Oh, I got to go make this call today or call this person or do this thing. That's not focusing on what you want. I want to, make great money. I want to serve people. I want to give value. I want to rock someone's world today. I want to have a big purpose in the world. What is your purpose? Look at your purpose and look at your why. People will buy your why. Share why you're so excited to sell this product or this service, why you work for this company, why you're a sales manager. And again, teach your teams this as well, guys. So important. People will buy your why. There's lots of people that sell software or computers or lots of coaches or consultants out there. People will buy your why. So George, so Kate, so Mark, everyone, Gerv, people will buy your why, right? So have a powerful why. Why do you do this? Why do you get up every day to do this? Why are you so excited? What's the big picture fulfillment in the world? How are you changing and how are you making an impact? Share that with people. I promise you, people will buy your why. Because again, there's so much competition. People will buy you and your uniqueness. What makes you unique? And instead of telling people, show them. Talk is cheap, deeds speak. So show them. Okay, so the only sales conversation you will ever need. Yeah, right on, George. Exactly. Reasons come first. Exactly. People, again, there's a million people out there. People buy from us because they like us, they know us, they trust us. And so a quick tip, and teach this to your teams, guys, as well. When someone's out networking or talking to someone, when someone says, what do you do? Instead of saying, well, I'm a salesperson, or I'm a consultant, or a coach, or an advisor, or whatever. Tell them what benefits you get people. And tell this to your sales teams as well. Tell your sales teams to share the benefits. Well, I help people do this and this and this so that they can, feel better, have more time and energy and money, do better at work, accelerate at work, accelerate at play, make more money, save more money, whatever it is. So what the outcomes are not, oh, I'm a this. People don't care what we are. They care about the benefits we get them. So if you're a salesperson or a sales team, teach this to people, right? People care about what we can do with them. Share your why, your passion story, how you got started and why the heck you do this, because they'll buy your why. And then share a customer story really quick, guys, in a matter of like a minute, maybe even 30 seconds. You know, it reminds me of a story. This client was working with her. You know, I have a client that reminds me of you. They work for a big firm as well, and they had trouble with their whatever software or trouble with their team team doing this and that and not focused. And I worked with him and their company, and we had their team now firing in all cylinders and working hard and fully productive. That way their bottom line went up and things went way better for them. Their company's making lots of money, et cetera, et cetera. So those are the 3 things you can do really quickly to get credibility, trust, rapport, and have someone interested to work with you versus, oh, I'm a this or I'm a that. And we get put in a box, you know, thank you, Kate. And we get put in a box, right? And people either, one, they assume, oh, okay, it's a consultant or a service provider or an advisor. Oh, okay, I know what they do, yeah. And they stop listening. They may still be saying, okay, yeah, They may still be saying that on the outside. However, on the inside, they probably have shut down and not actually listening to you because they put you in a box. Okay, a consultant or an advisor or a salesperson, or I sell software for this, right? So what are the benefits you do? Hi, my name's James. Instead of saying I'm a trainer or a leadership trainer, coach trainer, sales trainer, performance trainer, I don't say that. You know, it's like, well, I help people get outcomes, help people be focused and be the best at what they can do, communicate and articulate their message effectively. So people see them as valuable and they create lots of value. That way people want to do business with them. They want to refer to them so they can make a lot, again, so they can make lots of money, have lots of fun for purpose and fulfillment, doing what they love and making an impact, right? Okay, the only sales conversation you will ever need, right? So what I want you guys to remember is when you're talking to people, ask them, so tell me about, you know, what challenges you're looking to avoid. What are the top 2, 3, 4 challenges you're looking to avoid, Mr. or Mrs. Customer or Mr. or Mrs. Company? What are the top 2, 3, 4 challenges you're looking to avoid? And listen, okay. And then what happens when you avoid those challenges? What happens? Because that's what people really care about, right? Instead of making more money, they care about what that money will give them. Or instead of saving money, okay, what will that money give them? And maybe if it's in a corporate environment, they care if they hire you that you're gonna make them look good, right? So, you know, what happens when you avoid these challenges? And the second thing you do is, great, tell me what were the top few things you want to achieve with this project or this venture or this thing or for yourself? And they'll tell you, great. Now, what happens when you achieve those things? And then people are going to tell you what they actually care about, what's actually important versus, well, you want to make more money, want to save money, want to, you know, protect the bottom line, whatever it is. What is actually important here? What are the real important things? And then lastly, you can say, now, what actions do you know you need to take within yourself or your company, your business or your teams, whatever? What actions do you know you need to take that are critically important that you want to take? And they tell you, great. And next you say, what happens when you take those actions, or what happens when you're able to take those actions? And again, writing all this down, like I said, verbatim, you want to parrot it back to them. So just so I know I got this, and you can either do it after all that or after each section. You want this and this and this, and this is why you want that. You want to avoid this because of this, and you want to achieve this because it'll get you this and this, and you want to take these actions because it's going to get you this and this and this. And again, this is the only sales conference, the only conversation you'll ever need, and it's not salesy, and it's way better. It's way more intimate. There's more rapport and trust here, guys, and you're gonna be seen as dramatically different than everyone else. Thank you, Kate. And so again, you parrot it back to them. And again, ask if you want, hey, just so let me make sure I understand this too, because and then you can paraphrase if you want, but parrot it back to them. They'll be, trust me, you'll be surprised how well this worked. They're like, wow, you got all that, or wow, yeah, or that's exactly, yeah, you got it exactly right, exactly. It's so funny the responses you get when you parrot it back to them. And that's why now I get it. When I was back at IBM, way back many years ago in the call centers, why they wanted us parroting back what the customer said to us. We thought it was ridiculous. And I get now why they want us, at first anyways, parroting back what the customer says, because the customers will understand that either you or your sales teams have actually heard them and have actually listened. And if they know you've actually listened to them, you're going to stand out amongst everyone else. I promise you that. Instant trust, instant rapport, instant credibility and likability from that. So then what you do, this is step 2. what you can do, you take, once you say, you know, I've got this, you paraphrased it, and just to make sure I've got it, you can paraphrase some of the things. So parrot it and then paraphrase. And then you say, okay, so these things you want, so this is how my product will help you get this important thing. And this is how my service helps you get this. And this is the aspect about my software or product or my consulting or coaching or training that will give you this. And just go down, again, avoid making it like an enormous session. However, you just basically run through high level, very high level, why your software, service, program, business, whatever, will actually hit those important points. Not just that I want to make more money or we want to save money, help the bottom line, or we need our teams to communicate better, okay? And what happens when your teams communicate better, right? So hit those important points, the potatoes as my mentor calls it, and if we had time, I'd tell you a story. But hit those important points with your service. And this is how this part of my software will help you take that action. So you can have that and take this action. So you have this, right? And go through your service, product, whatever it is you do. And again, teach this to your sales reps, guys. It is so relaxing, so conversational. It's not salesy. It's literally a conversation. And people don't, not that you're selling to them, but people don't know that it's a sales process, because it's not. It's a conversational. I call it a framework, a sales framework. It works so well, so well. So again, first one, if you're not writing this down, please do. What challenges do you want to avoid? What happens when you do? And number two, either parrot it back to them or wait a moment to parrot it back. What things you want to achieve? Great. And what happens when you do? No, you guys have said you don't hear me anymore. Interesting. You don't see me anymore. That is interesting. Huh. Perfect. Hopefully you guys can still see me. And so number two again is to make sure what things you want to achieve, and then what happens when you achieve them. You need to ask what happens then, or imagine this is the case. Imagine I help you achieve these. What happens then? Right? Thank you, Kate. Appreciate the feedback, guys. Want to make sure everyone can see me and hear me. And then again, if you want to parrot it back to them or wait to the end, and then, okay, great. What actions you want to take or do you need to take? What are the toughest or hardest actions you know you need to take, or the critical actions you know if you need to take, it'll get you guys to success. And then great, what happens when you take those actions? And then if you haven't already, parrot it back to them. If you want to paraphrase anything you don't think you understand, at that point, after you parrot it back to them, feel free. And then now link it to your product, the benefits or the features in your product. Not that you want to sell the features, but you want to link what your product will do and how it'll help them get those important outcomes. So that is a really crash course, high level, because you don't have tons of time, on the only sales conversation you'll ever need. And trust me, it works so well. It's very conversational, and people will be surprised. You'll be surprised, in fact, how much people will comment on how much you're listening to them, and they'll probably be surprised how much you're listening to them as well. And this will take everything to a whole new level within your sales teams, your sales yourself. And yeah, and we got lots more. By the way, before I wrap up for questions here, if you guys want to go to unleashyourpower.com, unleashyourpower.com/training, and there's even, and I'll get this sent out after the conference as well, there's even a brand new link actually for a sales training. If you're interested, there's a free NLP tools training. You guys can just email me for it as well. I can send you the link. I'm literally putting the finishing touches on a sales training as well. It's James at unleashyourpower.com. It's going to be a paid course, however, for you right now, because it's not finished, but 80% finished. I'm happy to give you access, teach you some of these tools, communication tools, mindset tools, focus, trust, rapport, credibility, and how to use language consciously, because words have power, right? So James at Unleash Your Power, or www.unleashyourpower.com. Remind me you're from this virtual sales management conference. I'm happy to give you access to this new course. No charge. It's just my gift for being here today. And yeah, like George says, get to the pain points, challenges, achievements, actions. What happens then? What happens, right? Ask them their pain, and then why is that important to you? Because yeah, they have a pain point. They not make enough money, or business is slow, or the reps aren't focused, or if somebody's not working right, somebody's not talking great, somebody's not performing right. But why is that important? Why do they care? And then, sell or talk to the why do they care points. Okay, imagine we waved a magic wand and your servers are performing better, or your reps are more focused, or their teams are talking better. What happens then? talk to them and sell them on those points, because that's what's actually important. And thank you very much, George. Appreciate the comments. Any questions, guys? We don't have too much longer. A couple minutes left, I think. But any questions? Again, if you guys want, happy to talk more. James@unleashyourpower.com or www.unleashyourpower.com, and I can give you submit a contact form there. I'm happy to give you access to the free course. It's a gift, not quite done yet, so I'm giving away for free, just in response for your feedback. So any questions, concerns, comments, guys, on what I've talked about? Any questions, things you love, things you hated, anything you'd like to know? Teach this to your teams, guys, and use this yourself. Like anything, it'll be not quite as natural at first, but I promise you it'll very quickly be easy, and it's a great way to talk to people. Yeah. Oh, and if you guys want, we may be out of time, but I'm just waiting for questions here. 5 pillars for success in you, your sales reps, your team, and your life. 1 is focus. Remember, I talked about focus. Focus on what you want. Number 2 is work on yourself. Do the inner work on the shut up gremlin or shut up monkey. Do the inner work on why things are stopping you, why, and you're very welcome, Enzo, why things aren't working in your life, why things aren't going your way. Hire a mentor, a coach, a friend, get feedback, guys. Feedback and learning. It's not, don't think of critique or someone putting you down. Always be asking for feedback. I love feedback. I'm gonna ask for feedback on my talk, how I can do better. I love hearing that people loved it. And like, how could I have done even better? Always ask for feedback. So working on yourself, take action. Number 3, nothing happens without action. So have your reps get on the phone. You guys get on the phone. Just think, be of service. How can I help this person? How can I give value? And you'll be the one they answer the phone for. They get back to you really quick with emails or texts for how can I give value, whether it's sending them an article because they like scuba diving, or referring them to something or someone, because that person can help, even if they never do business with you or it's not anything to do with your business. Refer them to someone. Always find ways to give them value. Newsletters, I don't love, however, it's a quick email tip weekly, a minute or 2 video perhaps that someone can read, or a quick tip. Sure, that works too, but in my opinion, long newsletters are dead. I think long newsletters don't get read, or if there's too many subjects in email, people I don't have time for all this. Versus if it's a quick 1 to 2 minutes, hey, it's Kate's talk of the week, or George's tip of the week, Enzo's tip of the day, or Gerv's Gerv's greatness, 30 seconds of greatness, whatever tip. People will watch that. So always aim to find ways. There's many ways to give value, guys. And that is when people will love you, trust you, refer to you, pick up the phone, and even do favors for you. You can ask them, hey, who do you know that sounds like this? I'd love to get in touch with them. Can you connect me? And they'll love to do that. And they'll be happy to do that for you because you're giving value. People do you favors and connect you with great people because you give them lots and lots and lots of value. So any last questions, guys? Because I think we're done here. I hope that was valuable. Hope you had fun. Hope you learned a lot. And trust me, use these tools and teach these tools to your people, and they'll work well.
Hi, James. I just wanted to jump on and say thanks for your presentation. It was really great. A lot of great information in there. So I know you mentioned people can email you about the free course you're offering. Is that the best way to get in contact with you, or can they reach you on LinkedIn as well? Or
LinkedIn is great too. Yep, LinkedIn is a great way. Email is probably best. Email or phone. Phone as well. You can reach me 905-717-9481. I'll put it in the chat there. Again, awesome. James@unleashyourpower.com is also great. LinkedIn is great. There's a lot of messages going on. So email maybe or phone would be better, or you can submit a contact form on my website, www.unleashyourpower.com. is a great way. And thank you, George. Amazing feedback, and exactly, serve and give your best. Serve, and I think it comes back 1,000 times around, even if it's not from the same person, even if it's not from the same source, whether that's karma or energy, whatever you want to call it. Serve, give your best, and I promise you, things will increase, even if it's not from that same person. I promise you it'll increase. So thanks to everyone for listening. Hope you've enjoyed this, and everyone go have your best day ever. And thanks, Alex, again for mentioning this. James@unleashyourpower.com. www.unleashyourpower.com if you want to submit a contact form, or 905-717-9481. Happy to teach you the tools, and remind me to send you the free course. Happy to do so and take your sales game to a whole new level, and the game of your reps and teams to a whole new level.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, James.
My pleasure, Alex. Thanks, everyone. Everyone have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.